Have you ever felt like something wasn't quite right about the path to success we're told to follow? We're encouraged to go to school, get good grades, and find a stable job. But what if this well-trodden path isn't designed to help us thrive? What if it's actually holding us back? Many people today are starting to question the true purpose of our education system. Is it designed to nurture individual talents and passions? Or is it, as some suggest, a system designed to create compliant workers rather than innovative thinkers and leaders? This essay will explore the idea that our schools, despite the best intentions of many teachers, often prioritize obedience and conformity over creativity and entrepreneurial spirit. From a young age, we are taught that success is linear. Good grades lead to a good university, which leads to a good job, which leads to a good life. This seemingly straightforward path is presented as the key to happiness and security. But is it the whole picture? What if this traditional definition of success is actually limiting our potential? What if true fulfillment comes from forging our own path, one that aligns with our unique skills and passions? Many successful entrepreneurs and innovators will tell you that their greatest achievements came from breaking free from conventional expectations. This is not to say that traditional education has no value. It provides essential knowledge and skills. However, it's crucial to recognize that the current system often prioritizes a narrow definition of success, one that may not serve everyone equally. It's time to challenge the assumption that we are destined to be cogs in a machine. We are capable of so much more than following orders and meeting deadlines. Each of us possesses unique talents and a spirit of innovation that, if nurtured, can lead to extraordinary achievements. Throughout this essay, we will explore how to break free from the worker mindset and cultivate an entrepreneurial spirit. We'll examine the limitations of traditional education and discover alternative paths to success. To understand why our education system feels geared towards creating workers, we need to take a trip back in time. The Industrial Revolution brought a profound shift in work and life. Factories needed a large, compliant workforce for repetitive tasks. This demand coincided with the rise of mass public education. Schools mirrored the needs of factories, emphasizing routine and obedience. This legacy still influences our education system today. Factories of education. Imagine a school as a factory. Students are the raw materials, moving from one standardized stage of production to the next. The curriculum is the assembly line, with each subject representing a specific skill to be instilled. Teachers, often overworked and undervalued, become the factory floor supervisors, tasked with ensuring the smooth operation of the system. Just as factories churn out identical products, schools in their current form often prioritize standardized testing and uniform outcomes. This emphasis on conformity can stifle individuality and discourage students from thinking outside the box. While structure and discipline are important, an overemphasis on standardization can lead to a system that values compliance over creativity, ultimately churning out graduates ill-equipped to navigate the complexities of the 21st century world. Obedience over originality. From the moment children enter the school gates, they are conditioned to follow rules, meet deadlines, and conform to expectations. While these are valuable skills in many aspects of life, an overemphasis on obedience can stifle independent thinking and discourage risk-taking, essential traits for any successful entrepreneur. Consider the traditional classroom setting: desks arranged in rows, students expected to raise their hands before speaking, and a strict emphasis on following instructions to the letter. While order and structure are important, this environment can inadvertently discourage questioning, debate, and the exploration of alternative perspectives. Imagine, instead, a system that celebrates curiosity, encourages challenging the status quo, and views mistakes not as failures, but as opportunities for growth. Such an environment would foster the entrepreneurial spirit by empowering students to become problem solvers, innovators, and independent thinkers. From standardization to suffocation. Standardized testing, a cornerstone of many modern education systems, further reinforces this emphasis on conformity over creativity. While assessments can be valuable tools for measuring progress, an over-reliance on standardized tests can lead to a narrow focus on rote memorization and test-taking strategies at the expense of genuine understanding and critical thinking. When students are taught to value grades above all else, their natural curiosity and love of learning can become suppressed. The pressure to conform to a standardized measure of success can stifle innovation, discourage risk-taking, and ultimately lead to a workforce ill-equipped to adapt to the ever-changing demands of the 21st century economy. It's time to reimagine education as a process of nurturing individual talents, fostering creativity, and empowering students to become the architects of their own futures. Let's rewind to our early years, those formative days in primary school. Remember the brightly coloured classrooms, the smell of crayons, the excitement of learning your ABCs. While filled with joy and discovery, these early years also marked the beginning of our conditioning into the worker mindset. From the moment we stepped into that structured environment, we were introduced to a system of rewards and punishments. We learned that following the rules, completing tasks on time, and conforming to expectations resulted in praise and gold stars. While seemingly harmless, this early conditioning planted the seeds for a lifetime of seeking external validation. We learned to prioritize pleasing authority figures, teachers, then bosses, over pursuing our own intrinsic motivations. This focus on external approval often overshadows the development of self-driven ambition, a cornerstone of successful entrepreneurship. As we progressed through school, the curriculum itself played a significant role in shaping our perception of work and success. Subjects like mathematics, science, and language were, and often still are, presented as essential pathways to secure, well-paying jobs. While these subjects are undoubtedly important, the curriculum often overlooks the skills essential for entrepreneurial success. Creative problem-solving, financial literacy, negotiation, and adaptability. Rarely are these skills explicitly taught, leaving aspiring entrepreneurs to navigate the world of business without a proper compass. Imagine a curriculum that incorporates real-world business simulations, encourages students to develop their own business plans, and invites successful entrepreneurs to share their journeys and insights. Such a curriculum would equip students with the practical skills and knowledge needed to thrive in an increasingly entrepreneurial world. The traditional grading system, a cornerstone of our education system, further reinforces the worker mindset. We are taught to strive for good grades, often at the expense of genuine learning and exploration. This singular focus on achieving high marks can stifle creativity and discourage risk-taking, the lifeblood of any successful entrepreneurial endeavour. Consider the student who is terrified of getting a B. so they stick to familiar territory, never venturing beyond the prescribed syllabus. They might excel in their exams, but they miss the opportunity to explore their own passions, to experiment, to fail and learn from their mistakes. Imagine, instead, a system that values the process of learning as much as the end result. A system that encourages experimentation, celebrates failure as a stepping stone to success, and recognizes that true innovation often lies outside the boundaries of conventional thinking. As we approach the end of our formal education, the worker mindset is reinforced once again. We are encouraged to pursue a university degree, often with the promise that it will lead to a stable, well-paying job. What if, instead of fixating on the traditional linear path, we encouraged students to explore alternative avenues to financial independence and fulfillment? Entrepreneurship, freelancing, and building online businesses offer greater autonomy and financial freedom. It's time to broaden the definition of success and empower individuals to create their own opportunities. Breaking free from the worker mindset requires a fundamental shift in perspective. It's about moving from a place of reactivity, waiting for instructions, following orders, to a place of proactivity where you identify opportunities, take initiative, and create your own path. This shift begins with cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset. It's about seeing problems not as obstacles, but as opportunities for innovation. It's about embracing creativity, thinking outside the box, and challenging the status quo. It's about developing a bias for action, taking that first step, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Start by questioning everything. Why are things done this way? Could there be a better solution? Don't be afraid to challenge conventional wisdom and explore unconventional approaches. Remember, some of the most successful businesses were built by those who dared to see the world differently. The traditional education system often emphasizes rote memorization and the acquisition of specific skills. While these are important, they are not enough to thrive in a rapidly changing world. Successful entrepreneurs are lifelong learners, constantly seeking new knowledge, skills, and perspectives to stay ahead of the curve. It's time to unlearn the passive approach to learning we were often taught in school and embrace a more proactive, self-directed approach. Identify your areas of interest, your passions, and actively seek out resources that can help you grow in those areas. The internet has democratized access to knowledge like never before. Online courses, webinars, podcasts, blogs. The opportunities for learning are endless. Don't limit yourself to your chosen field. Explore different disciplines, expand your horizons, and connect seemingly disparate ideas to spark innovation. Taking action. From idea to execution. Entrepreneurs take action. They create their own opportunities. Start small. What's one step you can take today? Research your market, create a prototype, or reach out to a mentor. Action breeds clarity. Overcome fear, learn, and gain momentum. Section 4. Building a network, not just a contact list. Entrepreneurship is not a solitary pursuit. Building a strong network of mentors, collaborators, and supporters is crucial for success. Networking is not just about collecting business cards, It's about building genuine relationships based on mutual respect, shared values, and a willingness to help each other succeed. Seek out individuals who inspire you, who challenge you to think differently, and who are willing to share their experiences and insights. Attend industry events, join online communities, and don't be afraid to reach out to people you admire. Remember, networking is a two-way street. Be generous with your time and knowledge, offer help whenever you can, and focus on building authentic connections that extend beyond transactional relationships. Embracing failure as a stepping stone. One of the biggest lessons the traditional education system often fails to teach is the importance of embracing failure as an essential part of the learning process. We are conditioned to fear failure, to see it as a reflection of our worth rather than an opportunity for growth. Entrepreneurs, however, understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to it. Every successful entrepreneur has a string of failures behind them, each one a valuable lesson learned, a course correction made. Embrace failure as an opportunity to learn, to iterate, and to come back stronger. Don't be afraid to experiment, to take risks, and to learn from your mistakes. Remember, the greatest lessons are often learned not in the classroom, but in the messy, unpredictable arena of real-world experience. We've journeyed through the history of education, examining how its structure often fosters a worker mindset. The hidden curriculum emphasizes conformity over creativity. Recognizing these limitations is the first step to reclaiming your potential. No one will hand you financial freedom or a fulfilling career. Take control of your destiny and embrace uncertainty. You don't need permission or validation. Start thinking differently and challenge the status quo. The time for action is now. For years, we've been fed a narrow definition of success. Go to school, get good grades, find a stable job, climb the corporate ladder. But what if true success looks different for each of us? What if it's about aligning your work with your values, pursuing your passions, and having the freedom to design a life on your own terms? It's time to rewrite your definition of success. What truly matters to you? What kind of impact do you want to make on the world? What brings you joy and a sense of fulfillment? Your answers to these questions will guide you towards a more authentic and fulfilling path, one that may look very different from the traditional trajectory we've been conditioned to follow. Remember, success is not a destination, it's a journey. It's about continually learning, growing, and evolving. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Start small. What's one small step you can take today? Perhaps it's reading a book, or taking an online course, or reaching out to someone you admire. Every great achievement started as a simple idea. Don't underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. Dream big, but start small. Traditional education often cultivates a worker mindset. Emphasis on conformity and external validation can stifle creativity. Recognize the power to choose a different perspective. We are architects of our own destinies. Question the rules and forge your own path. The entrepreneurial spirit can be cultivated. Embrace curiosity and see opportunity in obstacles. Breaking free from the worker mindset requires embracing the unknown, stepping outside our comfort zones and challenging the fear of failure. The path to true fulfillment is rarely linear or predictable. Failure is a stepping stone to success. Through mistakes and setbacks, we learn and grow. Embracing the unknown requires a shift in perspective, seeing challenges as opportunities and uncertainty as an invitation. The world is changing at an unprecedented pace. The jobs of tomorrow may not even exist today. The most valuable asset you possess is your ability to adapt and create opportunities. The future belongs to those who embrace change and challenge the status quo. It belongs to lifelong learners, creative thinkers, and innovators. The time has come to unleash your potential and design a meaningful future.